More than a century after the tragic sinking of the legendary ocean liner RMS Titanic, scientists and historians are still uncovering new secrets about what happened during that cold April night in 1912. The ship sank during its maiden voyage after striking an iceberg in the North Atlantic, leading to the deaths of more than 1,500 passengers and crew members. For decades, the exact details of how the ship broke apart and settled on the ocean floor remained uncertain. However, modern technology has now provided researchers with an extraordinary new view of the wreck. In recent years, a team of deep-sea researchers created the most detailed digital scan ever produced of the Titanic wreck. Using advanced underwater robots and high-resolution sonar technology, scientists carefully mapped every visible section of the wreckage resting nearly 4,000 meters beneath the surface of the Atlantic Ocean. The result was a massive three-dimensional model that allows historians to examine the ship in ways that were never possible before. The Titanic wreck was first discovered in 1985 by an expedition led by the oceanographer Robert Ballard. When researchers first located the wreck site, they were surprised to find that the ship had broken into two main sections before reaching the ocean floor. The bow section rested relatively intact, while the stern section lay hundreds of meters away in a heavily damaged state. Around these two main sections, thousands of pieces of debris were scattered across the seabed. Although previous expeditions had photographed and filmed a wreck many times, it was difficult to understand the full layout of the site. Visibility in the deep ocean is limited, and early exploration vehicles could only capture small parts of the wreck at a time. As a result, historians often had to rely on incomplete images when studying the disaster. The new digital scanning project changed that situation completely. Autonomous underwater vehicles slowly moved across the wreck site, capturing hundreds of thousands of high-resolution images and sonar measurements. These images were then combined using powerful computer software to build a full three-dimensional reconstruction of the entire wreck. For the first time, researchers could see the Titanic wreck as if the entire ship and its debris field had been frozen in time. The digital model allowed scientists to zoom in on individual parts of the ship, measure structural damage, and analyze how the vessel broke apart during the sinking. One of the most surprising discoveries from the scan involved the condition of the stern section of the ship. While the bow remained relatively recognizable, the stern appeared almost completely destroyed. The new images suggest that the stern twisted violently as it descended toward the ocean floor, causing large sections of the ship to collapse and break apart under the pressure of the deep ocean. The scan also revealed new details about the debris field surrounding the wreck. Hundreds of objects from the ship were scattered across the seabed, including pieces of metal, furniture, dishes, and mechanical equipment. These objects help historians understand the final moments of the sinking and how the ship disintegrated as it fell through the water. Another remarkable discovery was the clarity with which certain features of the ship could now be studied. Railings, deck structures, and even large anchor chains could be seen clearly in the digital reconstruction. These details allow researchers to compare the wreck with the original design plans of the Titanic and understand how the ship's structure failed. The advanced scan also revealed how the wreck has been slowly changing over time. Since the ship sank in 1912, bacteria living in the deep ocean have been slowly consuming the iron structure of the wreck. These bacteria create rust formations, sometimes called rusticles, which gradually weaken the metal. Scientists believe that parts of the Titanic may eventually collapse completely as this process continues. Despite the deterioration, the wreck still preserves many powerful reminders of the tragedy. Personal belongings, such as shoes, suitcases, and other items remain scattered across the ocean floor. These objects serve as silent witnesses to the human stories behind the disaster. Researchers believe that the new digital model will help historians answer long-standing questions about the sinking. For example, experts have debated for many years exactly how the ship broke apart after striking the iceberg. Some early theories suggested that the ship split cleanly in two, while others argued that the breakup was far more chaotic. The new scan strongly supports the idea that the ship experienced enormous structural stress as the bow filled with water. As the front of the ship sank deeper into the ocean, the stern rose higher above the surface, placing tremendous pressure on the ship's central structure. Eventually, the hull could no longer withstand the stress and broke apart. Another benefit of the digital scan is that it allows researchers to explore the wreck without physically disturbing it. Many historians and conservationists believe the Titanic wreck site should be treated as a memorial to those who lost their lives during the disaster. By using digital technology, scientists can study the site in great detail while preserving it for future generations. The new scan has also captured the imagination of the public. Seeing the Titanic wreck in such extraordinary detail helps people better understand the scale of the ship and the dramatic nature of the disaster. For many viewers, the digital reconstruction provides a powerful connection to an event that occurred more than 100 years ago. Even after more than a century, the story of the Titanic continues to fascinate people around the world. Books, films, and documentaries have explored the disaster from many different perspectives. Yet each new technological breakthrough reveals that there is still more to learn about the ship and its tragic voyage. The latest digital scan represents one of the most important developments in Titanic research since the wreck was first discovered. By combining cutting-edge imaging technology with historical investigation, scientists have opened a new chapter in the study of one of the most famous shipwrecks in history. As researchers continue to analyze the data from the scan, additional discoveries may emerge in the coming years. Each new detail helps historians piece together the story of what happened during those final hours. On the night the Titanic sank, more than 100 years after the disaster, the wreck of the Titanic still rests quietly in the darkness of the deep Atlantic Ocean. Yet through modern science and technology, its secrets are gradually being brought back into the light.